The 3 reasons women's are cheating and paying for snoo more than ever. Samantha X reveals, and the one bedroom max they're definitely not interested in. Oh. Well, I don't so much care about that because they'll be interested in it if they got paid for it. But the fact that women's have to pay for it, I find funny because at least throughout most of the West, it's not like there's a lack of guys that are offering. All they have to do is say yes. But that's changing, isn't it? Yeah, they've created such a hostile environment that guys aren't really approaching women like they used to anymore. Maybe that's the real reason they have to start paying for, because in the past all they had to do was say yes. There you go. You're having sex. If now they have to pay for it, So it's the $1,000,000 question. What do women want? Everything. And when they get everything, they still bitch about it. Flowers, romance, and a diamond ring, maybe 20 years ago, but today's women's are booking male escorts for one thing: sex, and lots of it. It's not enough that they're the village bicycle, but they have to import guys in from out of town, too. More cock! Yeah, Terrence Pop's got that right. With dating harder than ever. Whose fault is that? Work schedules busier and time our biggest commodity. Women say they're sick of their time being wasted by men who they claim have lost the art of being gentlemen. Oh, look at this. Oh my God, I knew this was going to happen. Textbook example of non-traditional women demanding traditional men. Nah, hell no. Get out of here with this bullshit. If you want a traditional man, you better be a traditional woman, because only traditional women deserve traditional men. All the rest of you, if you're going to be a new woman, enjoy the new men. Now, I spent a decade as Straya's most famous escort. I also owned a busy escort agency for women's over 40 and ran an advertising platform for male escorts too. Not only did I have hundreds of men confide in me their deepest, darkest secrets, but women's too. Oh, so a professional hoe. They told me why they booked male escorts and what their secret needs were. I know why one 46-year-old divorcee spent $60,000 in 5 years on male companions. I can assure you it wasn't for the conversation. Now, if this was a man that said, "Oh yeah, I spent $60,000 in 5 years on prostitutes," the media would be roasting him, calling him sad and pathetic and a loser. But a woman does it. Oh, she just needed to get her needs taken care of. Well, maybe if she wasn't such a sad, pathetic loser, she could have a husband, right? So while it takes two to tango, women's can be just as tricky in the dating game as men. Ghosting, drama, and less emotional attachment were reasons women's prefer to book online. I mean, it's true. That does, not like men are innocent in this dating game BS. So I wrote recently that men saw female escorts for, saw female escorts for connection. I guess that makes sense. Women's don't need connection like men do. We get our emotional needs met by our friends, family, even our pets. Yeah, sadly, there a lot of guys. Look at the average Twitch thought and their relationship with their audience. Oh man, how many of those guys that keep throwing money at them for a connection? The women's don't want endless hours of talking. We do enough of that in our real lives. Oh my, yeah, the selfishness in this statement is just hilarious. I don't want endless hours of talking from you. I just spent 4 hours talking to you. Now I just want you to shut up. Hey, wait a minute. But I wanted you to shut up 4 hours ago. Where were you when my needs weren't being met? Women want the F word. Fun. Oh, and we know what they really mean. Now, these are the top 3 reasons why women's pay for sex. Guys, please don't shoot the messenger. Don't worry, I'm not gonna. Like, I have nothing against the woman that wrote this article. She really is just passing the message on. So number 1, they want their confidence back. Having kids changes women's bodies. Gone are flat tummies and perk breasts. Just as much as it is joyous, motherhood can be a hit on our self-esteem. Whammons can be left feeling unsexy and undesirable. One mom said that her secret sexy liaisons with a young male escort made her feel alive again and restored her self-esteem. A CEO in her 40s claimed some men would refuse to be seen with her in public because she was overweight, but her male companion would proudly show me off on his arm. Yeah, this everything in this section, it's exactly the same for a lot of men. And yet, when men do this, they get laughed at and called losers and told to man up. It's the double standard that's annoying. I mean, yeah, no, that male companion that you're paying for, of course he proudly shows you off on his arm. You're literally paying him to do that. In the same way that when a let's just say 1 out of 10 guy pays for like the 4-hour girlfriend experience with his local escort, she's also like, oh, she's more than happy to be all over him and show him off too, because that's what she's getting paid for. Yeah. It's there's nothing new like this. Okay, so hopefully the other two will be something new and interesting. This one, it's the same thing for men. Number 2, they want good sex. Oh, it's not looking too good, is it? I was sick of men coming over to eat meals I'd cook for them, and the food was always more satisfying than the sex, said a divorcee. Women's confess that they want to be with a man who puts her pleasure first, not a quick wham bam before disappearing. Well, you've turned into women that aren't worth committing to. So, yeah, I mean, you're going to be quick wham bams. Random men were for sex for their own gratification, a former sex worker said. What she really wanted to get down to business with someone visually attractive without the headache, stress, and time constraints of a relationship. Once again, exactly the same for men. Fear of being ridiculed and not being good enough were also there, but women's wanting to act out their sexual fantasies without being judged and with clear-cut boundaries. Yeah, this is, again, same thing for men. Men don't want to waste their time on a relationship that honestly is more, as the juice ain't worth the squeeze. It's more effort than it's worth. So if they could just pay to get the deed done. Now, I think this might be what finally leads to prostitution being legalized, actually, because now that more women are taking advantage of it, and they might start feeling the pain of the legalities, we might actually see it being legalized. So that now that women finally understand where men are coming from, because this is the same thing. Men are the same way. They just want good sex, right? All their girlfriend does is just lay flat on her back for a few minutes. Just, okay, fine. Just get it over with. Maybe they want more than that, huh? They want to be respected. Yeah. This is how you get respect, isn't it, guys? You pay somebody to respect you. That's what they're doing when they get these male prostitutes. So, consensus from women's that social media had a lot to answer for. Some men think it's okay to introduce themselves by sending dick pics and being crude, thinking it'll get him somewhere, said a former female police officer. I've had men also want sex the first time we meet and assume all women are easy. Well, first off, let's go through this line by line. Sending dick pics. I don't think I've ever met a girl that actually likes that. Like, I don't know why guys do that myself either. Like, unless she asks you for one, but even then, you got to be suspicious. Like, what are you going to do with it? You're not going to be passing it around to all your friends and laughing at it, are you? Like, is that why you want a pic? You got to ask some questions, right? But yeah, this one I kind of agree with. Now, guys, they don't mind receiving like, topless booby pics and whatnot. But women don't seem to reciprocate that. Like they don't really seem to they really do not seem to enjoy getting things like dick pics. I mean, there might be a few outliers in that, but in general, I agree with this one. Like this is a bit weird. Like if guys are doing this, it's probably not because they're trying to hook up. It might just be because they're trolling you. I don't know. I got no clue. Now, wanting sex the first time they meet and assume all women are easy? Well, That's because that's the type of environment that we have created nowadays. Women's sexual liberation is all about women being easy. So, as long as you are the type of guy that they would want to have sex with, you can have all the sex you want with like no strings attached. Because guess what? These women are liberated. They're not being held back by societal norms and expectations anymore. They don't have to like preserve their chastity or anything. They'll go out and bang whoever they want to bang. So for the guys that would that would fit all of the qualities that they're looking for in a man that they'd want to bang, those guys are yeah. It's no wonder they think all women are easy. So a senior executive told me the men she dated whined too much about their ex-wives and were intimidated by her independence. No, I'll tell you that now. No man is intimidated by your independence. What probably they didn't like was you being a female dog about it. Now, they were complaints. Some men are confused by today's expectations, scared of approaching them. Scared? I mean, maybe if you'd stop recommending jail sentences for hitting on women, maybe they wouldn't be, would they? And they don't even buy their dates a drink on the first date. Well, why would they? That's demeaning, isn't it? You can pay for your own drinks. Yeah, well, I don't want to assume you're not capable of buying your own drink, right? I mean, you're strong and independent. Now, why is this the same person? Yeah, I mean, this has got to be a different person because why would someone who claims that men are scared of her or intimidated by her independence, why would she then turn around and complain, they're not even buying me drinks? But you're Little Miss Independent. Why would they buy you drinks? You clearly demonstrated you could do that yourself. Real weird there. So it was the ease of booking an allocated time, knowing what to expect, getting down to it without the games, and more importantly, walking away knowing you still have your power. Yeah, women finally are starting to see things from the male point of view because just like the previous 2 points, this is exactly the same thing for most men who are going around doing this. It took you long enough to finally understand, but I'm glad you're here. So not all whammons and certainly not all men, but the male escort industry is booming. I personally know of men who make hundreds of thousands of dollars in this game, who are paid to go on 5-star holidays, gifted apartments and motorbikes, well, arm candy at corporate events, and even the third party in a marriage. Damn. So, of course, being the sexpert I am, I booked a male escort myself for research purposes, of course. How did it go? I'll tell you next time. That probably isn't the first one you booked. Didn't you admit to that earlier on as well? But this is fine. If we could get more women into this and admitting they're doing it, maybe we can finally make the push to legalize prostitution.